Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
Memo Aquaba at the PENDREAM TV, so Mr. Say any day they can our share and I'll subscribe to channel no click a bell so said the news to our soon submit me a can in term with ye. Na Akomea and one Dr. Randy Abbey and one good morning Ghana so nyanya sem kitwa. Bawumia speech or combine na Randy Abbey and Dr. One Akomea. Train home come na Randy Abbey Nana Akomea share tight corner. Bawumia sama before 2016 okay kafa economy you any see a come speech the okay kafa on na Dr. Randy Abbey ebisa Nana Akomea so win because Nana Akomea ka say NDC for try at twist Bawumia sama okoka and edim papa mo abanana do name Bawumia ntem na no na ekoye den Nana Akomea ya say obema ncheche mu ebeto asum nso timu say na obra just fifre kra no studio enya asem ketwa me ka say bebre ensa ka video no abepese ebekọ yakọhwe said sa debate esiko.
So what is it the case that as chairman of the economic management team and vice president of the republic who sits in cabinet, he made all these proposals for the tax reforms to his government, and his government has failed to implement them? That's one. Two, on the issue of these highways and making money from it and all that, in 2016, there's a video we play all the time.
Yeah, I've seen it.
He said that he has worked at the Bank of Ghana before. Once we tool the roads, we'll be able to, we don't need to borrow money to build any road in Ghana. Once we toll, we will be able to reconstruct all the roads in Ghana. We don't need to borrow for any road. What happened?
Well, you see, for me, that presents an opportunity for Ghanaians to see what a man is worth. Because he had stated his positions very, very, very clearly. And we're talking about his position on e-levy, that he had said that digital payments are going to be such a central part of our lives, and to encourage people to resort to digital payments. He wasn't in favor of taxing digital payments. So if there's a tax on digital payments, you and I should reasonably assume that he couldn't convince his government to go along with his vision.
Okay.
Because he stated it very clearly. Right?
No, my question, okay.
This business of tax tolling the roads.
No, the reforms. This is what he says he's going to do. You read something that there was going to be tax reforms to do all those things. I'm asking whether he made these proposals available to his government as chairman of EMT and as a member of the cabinet. In fact, the vice chair of the cabinet. And his government did not.
And I are not at EMT.
Yes.
So we cannot be able to speak with a certain certainty about what happens at EMT. Mind you, EMT itself, which is the economic management team, is an advisory body. In the system that we run today, the executive authority rests with the president. Every other institution is advisory. The EMT itself is advisory to cabinet. Cabinet itself is advisory to the president. The president can, even when he's convinced about something, he won't even take it to cabinet. He can bring it to parliament straight away because he believes this is the way to go. There's no need to take it to cabinet. So it's an executive presidency that we run. So for me, it should give us an opportunity to see that Bawumia had his vision and his own ideas. And to the extent that some of the things that he had espoused have not been supported in government policy, shows you that.
So my question, my question, which I believe is a legitimate inquiry, is that, you know, prior to 2016, Dr. Bawumia was presented to us by Nana Akufo-Addo and the MPP. In fact, Nana Akufo-Addo is quoted as saying that he's bringing Dr. Bawumia to deal with the economy. And he touted his expertise. In fact, there's a video I played yesterday.
We all remember those.
Nana Akufo-Addo, before Parliament, as President of the Republic, even inform Parliament about the sterling performance of Dr. Bawumia and how that performance is what has led to the economic progress that the country is making. He told Parliament. That's in fact the video.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Now, so I'm asking you, and I think it's a legitimate inquiry, that if Dr. Bawumia is telling us about tax reforms, which will not make the plethora of taxes imposed on Ghanaians necessary, is it the case? Is it saying that I made these proposals available to my own government, my president and the cabinet, and they didn't think it's the way out?
It's implied. Now, yes, it's implied.
Fine.
Now, to the first part of your question,
yes,
that Akufo-Addo was praising him for, but really, Bawumia hasn't said that the economy has failed. Akufo-Addo has not said that the economy has failed.
No, you don't get the point I'm making.
No.
To the extent that Dr. Bawumia is saying that these taxes, I will remove them.
Yeah.
What in a sense is saying is that they are unnecessary. You should not be paying these taxes that my government has imposed on you. If you give me the opportunity of becoming president, I will do the things you have espoused that he says you will do. And when I do those things, you will not have the need to pay these taxes that my government has imposed on you.
Now, what's wrong with it?
By implication, he's saying that my government has failed.
No.
With the tax measures that they have imposed on you.
No.
They are inflicting pain on you that I find unnecessary. That I will remove if I'm given the opportunity.
Yes.
But they will not listen to what I think is the way out.
I mean, if that is the way the implication you see.
Am I wrong?
No, it's a legitimate implication. Because we don't know what actually takes place in those decision-making chambers. But you can just make deductions. And I'm saying it's a legitimate deduction. And I am not far off from that deduction. Because I've said to you that if I make a pronouncement that this is the way I believe things should go, A, B, C, D, and I'm part of government, and government doesn't go that way, and obviously you can deduce that I disagree, and I mean that's an implication that you can make, because the man states boldly, clearly, and mind you, he stated these positions now that I don't think we should be taxing the guitar payments. And he's stating the position now that I don't think we should be paying some of these taxes. And that I'm going to reform the system in such a manner that these taxes will not be necessary. You can make your deductions.
But the point I'm making is that that's indicting on the government, especially for me as a...
Not necessarily. Look, when John Mahama came into office in July 2012...
Yes.
As a caretaker president.
Yes.
He had 6 months.
Yes.
He presented his own set of vision and policies. In those 6 months. Yeah. It doesn't mean that
none of them.
It doesn't mean that
none of the things he presented was an indictment on an existing policy of the then government.
But if you disagree with a policy, it doesn't mean that a policy is indicted. You disagree. You see things differently. If I disagree with you, it doesn't mean that...
In fact, we do not have a disagreement. If Dr. Bawumia is saying that...
what is your major point?
We know the effect,
what is your main
we know the effect of taxes.
Yeah.
We know the effect of taxes. So if Alhaji Bawumia is telling us that this tax, that tax, that tax, that tax, and the effect of those taxes are excruciating for anybody who has to pay them. And he says that there is a way. If that way is pursued, there will be no need to inflict this pain on you. If you vote for me, I will show you that way or implement that way, which will save you the pain of having to be inflicted with all these taxes. Yet, these taxes have been inflicted on us by a government of which he is the chairman of EMT and vice president.
Yeah.
And once they are part of the IMF program, it is safe to say that we'll probably endure these taxes for the next 10 months. Obviously, he's saying that my government has done the wrong thing. But I am not the president. I have a different view. If I were the president, I will not impose ABCD.
Look, all that you are saying is correct. Where I depart from you,
yes,
it's your implication that he is saying the government has done the wrong thing. He hasn't said so.
Must he say that in black and white?
No, he hasn't said so.
No, but must he say that in black and white?
One second. He hasn't said so. He says that,
yes,
I will do things.
He says I'll scrap it.
You know, so I'll do things different.
No, he says I'll scrap it.
Yes. So
why would he want to scrap it?
Scrapping is different because he has another way of looking at it.
A superior way. He's proposing a superior
way. For all you know, listen, for all you know, his prescriptions.
Yes.
Somebody too in government will not agree. But there will be people in government who will say that I don't agree to the scrapping of E-levy.
Yes.
There are people in government that would disagree with him.
Yes.
They would think that no, looking at the volume of financial traffic in digital payments, now it's over $1 trillion, I understand, that it should be possible to take something from that sector because it's a growth pole of the economy. And so letting it all go like that will bring, like this is a low-hanging fruit. There are some who disagree with him. And I know colleagues who have said that they would think that maybe reduce the rate would be a better idea because digital payment, digital traffic is going to grow. So there will be some who will disagree. It doesn't mean that this is wrong or this is right. It's a different way of looking at it.
No, it is.
But you are putting words in his mouth to say that he says it is wrong.
No,
he hasn't said so.
Nana.
Has he said so?
Nana. When the sitting,
has he said so?
He has. When the sitting vice president.
Where did he say that this is wrong?
So let me show you.
He said that I'll do.
No, so let me show you.
Show me.
When the sitting vice president, who chairs.
Show me.
I'm showing you.
No,
I'm showing you.
Okay,
when the sitting vice president, who chairs the economic management team, says that there's a particular tax handle. We all know what went on in this country for that tax to be approved.
Which one?
E-levy. Even up to the level of fisticuffs on the floor of parliament.
Yeah.
We know what we went through in this country for this e-levy to be passed. The vice president says that this tax, if I
actually he had said so earlier.
No,
before even the e-levy.
Yes, but I'm saying that he says
you agree that he had made his position on digital tax.
Yes.
Way earlier before e-levy.
Yes. He says that if I were made president, I will scrap it.
Yeah.
What does it mean? It means that he believes his government is wrong in imposing that tax. He believes it's wrong.
If I disagree with you,
yes,
does it mean you are wrong? That's what you are saying.
Yes. Yes, you are wrong.
If I disagree with you, it means you are wrong.
I'm wrong in what I'm doing. In what you disagree with me, I'm wrong.
No, I haven't stated that you are wrong. I say that I see things differently.
You said that
I will do things.
You said that you will change the decision I've taken. You will not do. You will not go that way.
Because I have my way. But it doesn't mean that you are wrong.
How? But if I'm right, why will you change it?
Anytime anybody disagrees with you,
if I'm right, why will you change it?
Because there are different ways of doing things. Now, anytime anybody disagrees with you,
yes,
it means you are wrong.
Yes, it means that in their view, I'm wrong.
Hold on. I have disagreed with you on this.
Yes.
It doesn't mean you are wrong.
It means
just I have a different
it means that you believe I am wrong.
You can't impute that.
How?
You cannot impute that. Unless the person states clearly that you are wrong.
So let's deal with
I have a different way of
let's deal with the final one.
And what is your point? Your point is that what?
I'm saying that what I'm saying to you is that what he has said is that this thing done by my government is wrong. He
hasn't said so.
So why will he scrap it? If it's right, why will he scrap it?
Because he has a different way.
Yeah, because he doesn't believe in the way. He doesn't think it's right.
But if you don't believe in something, does it mean that it's wrong?
In your view, it's wrong. In your view, it's wrong.
No. That you are wrong in that view. If I disagree,
really?
If I disagree with you, I'm saying to you very, very simply, if I disagree with you,
yes,
it doesn't mean you are wrong. What it means is that I see things differently. If you disagree with me, it doesn't mean I'm wrong. All it means is that you see things differently.
No,
you would prefer a different
so Nana,
way. So this
Nana, you are failing to listen to me. I started by
you
telling
are
you,
failing
no,
to listen
Nana,
to yourself.
I started by telling
you are not listening to yourself.
I started by telling you about the implications of
Let me
taxes.
ask you a simple question.
No,
if you disagree with somebody,
yes,
does it mean the person is wrong?
Listen.
No. Simple
No, listen.
question.
No,
yes
no,
or
no, 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 Nana. It is not a yes or no.
Because that's what the point
It is not a yes or no.
But
issue.
what is it?
What are the implications of taxes?
Randy, if I disagree with you about anything, whether it's taxes or anything,
Yes.
doesn't mean you are wrong.
It is. In your view, I'm wrong.
In my view.
In your view.
If in my view you are wrong, I'll tell you that you are wrong.
But how else do you tell me I'm wrong? By saying that you have done A. If I had the opportunity,
I'll do it differently.
I will not do A. I will scrap the A.
But have I said that A is wrong?
If you say that
I'll do it differently.
Nana, if you say I've done A, if you had the opportunity, you scrap
Listen,
it.
if we are
and then
going
you go ahead to tell me that there is a completely different way that I will do it. What have you told me?
I've said that I see things differently. That's all.
Yes. So I'm saying
if you and I go to Kumasi,
yes,
and you prefer to go by road,
yes,
and you prefer to go by a private car,
yes,
and I prefer to go by bus,
yes,
we have different ways of reaching Kumasi.
yes.
But because I don't want to go by road, by private car, doesn't mean that you are wrong.
But you are giving me a reason. You are giving me a reason why.
Yes, that I'll go by bus.
A reason why my going by road is wrong.
What reason?
But that's what the vice president says.
No,
He's telling the Ghanaian people, listen, he's asking people to vote for him.
He's saying
that my government has imposed A, B, C, D, E, F for you.
He said,
if you give me the opportunity to be president, I will take that A, B, C, D, E, F away.
Because I'll do it differently.
Yes, but
it doesn't mean that somebody is wrong. Your problem is your fixation on applying wrongdoing.
No.
If somebody sees things differently, how do you come to the conclusion that because somebody sees things differently, it means that the other person is wrong? It's just different viewpoints, different approaches. Anytime anybody disagrees, it means you are wrong. That's what you are trying to tell me.
Nana, you have imposed a tax on me.
Okujeto says that told you that somebody is wrong.
He must not tell me in black and white that somebody is wrong.
So the wrong is in your mind.
It is not in my mind.
It is in your
I am not an idiot.
It is in your mind.
If a government, if a government has imposed a tax on me, and a member of that government says that if I have the opportunity of becoming president, I will take away that tax burden from you.
Yes.
What does it mean?
Listen, even same governments
yes,
take out taxes.
Yes. But what does that mean?
No, even same.
It means that the government realizes that it is wrong.
No, the government realizes that they can do things differently. Even same government.
Yeah, so what they did was wrong.
Can you listen to me for 2 seconds? Even same government.
Yes.
Take out taxes.
Yes, because they were wrong.
No, because they believe they can do things differently.
Because the approach they used, what they did was wrong. That's why they must do things differently.
That is your conclusion. That is not my conclusion.
Okay, all right, that's fine. So the president did not buy into Dr. Bawumia's idea.
The president has a different viewpoint
from Dr. Bawumia.
Obviously.
Okay.
Obviously.
And Dr. Bawumia.
But the fact that the president has a different viewpoint doesn't make somebody right or somebody wrong.
But if
for you there you say that because somebody has
anyway,
somebody is wrong. I haven't finished.
Okay,
so now
he
says in the conclusion, he also says some very exciting things about. He also said that the cost of living in this country is going to make a determined effort to stabilize the cost of living.
In which ways?
He identified the sources of the rise in the cost of living as food, energy, transport, and housing. And that these are the main sources of the cost of living. That if you are able to stabilize those sectors, it will also stabilize the cost of living. And so for food, he's going to embark on major agricultural reform. He's going to promote large-scale irrigation. We all talk about how the Accra Plains is there, and vast tracts of land, wheat, and then you have huge water just going through the sea. We all talked about it. It says that that is a prime objective.
What happened to the Sino Hydro that he went to commission up north?
What about the Sino Hydro?
Yes, he went to commission a project, some dam B.
The Polugu Dam.
Yes, what into it?
The Polugu Dam.
Yes, he's the one who did
the Polugu Dam is actually being constructed with government money.
But we thought it was going to be done with Sino Hydro money.
Sino Hydro is only 2 billion. And there were several roads and all of that.
Yeah,
the Polugu Dam is about 1 billion.
Yeah, this was included. That thing, it was included.
But are you saying it's being constructed?
No, it's been stopped. The funding is not there.
Nothing is going on.
No, this has been stopped. The funding is not there. But he says that he's going to leverage private capital, private investment. A lot of the time.
Why couldn't that be made? I'm saying that this Polugu thing, he led it. He went there. He told his people what the implications of all these projects
why
will be.
Couldn't that be made?
Yes.
Yes. Is because when you are in government,
yes,
and you are not the key decision maker,
you are not the president.
Yes, you cannot have. Look, let me show you something that.
No, I was just focusing on that one because he led.
No, I agree.
Yes.
I'll
so what happened?
Something. No, obviously because viewpoints are different.
No, but that one, it wasn't about viewpoint.
Which one?
It was about decision taking, and he went there, and we were told about how that program, that thing was going to be the game changer, up north and everything.
Yeah.
So what happened?
The funding has not come.
So what was the assurances that led him to go and do that?
Because the assurance that the funding was going to come.
So what are the assurances that this one, that he is talking about?
Which one?
What he is promising now.
The irrigation.
Yes, what he is promising now. What are the assurances that for 7 years into 8 years, what he went to?
Randy, you know the Accra Plains.
Yes.
Samuel Kujeto drives there all the time.
Yes.
I drive there once a while.
Yes.
I've asked myself every time I drive there,
yes,
how come you have these vast tracts of land?
Yes.
And you have this vast amount of water.
Yes.
The water.
Yes.
Flowing into the sea. Yes. And sometimes when it floods, cause havoc.
Yes.
And you have tract of land next to the water and the connection. Connecting the water to the land through irrigation. We haven't been able to do it.
Yes.
Over Rollins mentions it. Every government mentions it. He says, I'm going to bring a new focus to it. And you know, he's never been president. He's never been president. And so he deserves the benefits of the doubt.
But when he was telling us...
Now let me finish.
When he was telling us...
Let me finish. He says that he's going to the cost of living.
Yes.
Food. So there's going to be a new approach to agriculture, irrigation, large-scale farming, storage, processing, the post-harvest situation. It's going to be a focus on it. And he believes that will stabilize. He then says he's going to introduce lime that will reduce acidity. That's a technical thing that I haven't quite researched on. But obviously, I'm sure he's been assured by people who know that. And he says that there's a lot of lime deposits in this country.
True.
That can be applied to the soils to make them much more fertile than they are now. And the second drive of cost of living, he mentions transport. And he says he's going to stabilize transport fares by a resort to electric vehicles. But the main driver of transport fares is the cost of fuel and spare parts. And that by replacing fuel with batteries, that source of the rising prices, the cost of fuel, will be reduced. And that will stabilize. And also spare parts, because they are not going to use the internal combustion engine. If you come to my place, a lot of the money that we spend now is on maintenance. And so he's going to be very focused. In fact, he's leading a drive for all the public transport companies to go electric. And we have signed that.
Even though he's not president?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, all because right. He's got everybody aligned.
Okay.
But of course, if he couldn't get everybody aligned.
Okay. So on this one, he got everybody aligned. On the others, he couldn't.
I mean, he got You and I.
Sorry. Get some water. Sorry.
You and I can.
No. Don't talk. Just to take the water first, please.
It's a tough job.
I didn't know you had them. Oh, you haven't choked before.
We all do. We all choke.
But you have to do properly.
He won't miss the opportunity.
The job
He won't miss the opportunity.
The job hard. And I take it easy. You calm
Choking
down.
too.
He won't miss the
Propaganda.
You
opportunity.
calm down.
Pray that you never choke on this program.
You
You see what I'll do.
You
to
kill
you.
him.
Just take it. I'm
Okay.
very empathizing with you.
Yes.
No, but obviously you have expertise in that. As soon as I told the water, it's clear. Now,